Why am I still planning my roommate's wedding when I know it's going to destroy her? 8 months ago, my roommate's boyfriend Kieran called me after their anniversary dinner. His mom was dying of lung cancer, maybe 10 months left, and she desperately wanted to see him married. He needed my help planning a surprise proposal wedding combo, without my roommate Clarissa finding out. The man was crying in a Chili's parking lot, so I said yes. The plan was simple. I pretended to job hunt while helping him plan. She had no idea I was meeting florists and tasting wedding cakes. Kieran and I had burner phones, synchronized calendars, code words. When she asked how an interview went, I'd make up stories about tough technical questions. We became professional liars. Last month, we'd spent $30,000 of his inheritance on deposits. 200 guests confirmed. Her estranged sister Becca secretly flying in from Portland after 5 years of silence. 4 weeks before the wedding, everything shattered. I came home to find Clarissa sobbing on our bathroom floor, pregnancy test in her hand. She kept saying, "This can't be happening," over and over. When I asked whose it was, she just shook harder and said she needed time to think. Very weird. But my phone started buzzing with Kieran's texts about centerpiece emergencies while Clarissa was falling apart in my arms. The next few weeks turned into psychological torture. Clarissa would spend mornings throwing up, which I kept telling Kieran was just a stomach bug when he asked. She begged me not to tell anyone about the pregnancy because she needed time to figure things out. Meanwhile, Kieran kept calling about wedding details for his mom's wheelchair ramp, final vendor payments, the photographer's shot list. Every call made me sick because I felt this wedding was not going to go well, but I had to keep pretending everything was perfect. Clarissa spent her days crying over mysterious texts that mentioned pressure and impossible decisions. I figured she was working up the courage to tell Kieran about the baby. She'd stare at his picture with her hand on her stomach, whispering, "I'm so sorry," when she thought I wasn't listening. Then Kieran sent me a video his mom had recorded about future grandchildren who would carry on after she was gone. I couldn't even finish watching it. 2 weeks before the wedding, Kieran showed up with his mom's wedding veil from 1973, asking me to hide it in Clarissa's closet as part of the surprise. But Clarissa was in her room having another breakdown when he arrived. When she finally came out and saw him holding that veil like it was made of spider silk, instead of joy, her face went completely white. She stared at me and suddenly understood everything. All my fake job interviews, 8 months of elaborate lies. Kieran thought she'd figured out the surprise and started rambling about her dream venue, the 200 guests, the $30,000 he'd spent, how his mom had stopped chemo just to be there. Still no joy, and while he talked, Clarissa's hand moved to her stomach and tears rolled down her face. 8 months of lying, she whispered, and I thought she'd tell him about the pregnancy right then. Instead, she looked straight at me and said, "Show me everything you've planned." For the next 2 weeks, we finished the preparations together while she hid her morning sickness behind anti-nausea pills. She practiced her vows between bathroom runs and smiled through dress fittings while her panic grew worse every day. The whole time, she kept promising she'd tell Kieran the truth after his mom passes. This morning, the day before the wedding, she finally told me everything. The baby wasn't Kieran's. It was her ex Nate's from 6 weeks ago when he'd been in town while Kieran was at chemo. Coffee had turned into tequila, which turned into the mistake growing inside her. She planned to keep it secret until after his mom died because she deserves to see her son happy, even if it's all fake. Tomorrow, I'm not watching my best friend marry Kieran while she's carrying another man's baby. And even though I helped plan every detail of this disaster,